Right, everybody, welcome back to Legit Crypto Lounge, the place that aims to bring together real projects with real investors. I'm Mark, co-owner of LCL, and I'll be leading today's AMA alongside Omar, who will be helping in the background to answer any questions you may have. So today we're joined by the team behind Ecoway, and in particular, Michael and Marius. So guys, welcome. Could you please start by introducing yourselves, your team members, and take us through what areas of expertise and any personal experiences you feel will help your project to become a success?
Sure. So my name is Michael, and I take care of operational and marketing activities of Ecoway. And together with me is Mariusz. And Mariusz, please introduce yourself.
Hello guys, I'm Mariusz. I am Ecoway CEO. I am a security specialist and software developer. And together with Michael, we started the Ecoway. Michael will introduce the project.
Okay, perfect. So that's the two of you, and then
Exactly.
you have a wider team?
Yes, exactly. There is also two more members of the core team. So there is Lucas and Patrick, and both of them are experts in large-scale mining infrastructures.
Okay, so have those guys worked on previous projects, presumably then linked to along the lines of what you're creating?
Exactly.
Okay, and so Michael, you're the marketing man, and Marius, you're the CEO, and you've got some specialist knowledge and some areas of expertise like from before. What's your background, Marius?
So basically, I started from the IT security and programming. I am doing this for over 5 years now, and also I entered the crypto market like 6-7 years ago. I started with financial markets, and now I started the mining. I entered the mining industry like maybe 4 years ago when I met the Lucas. So I am helping Lucas develop the hardware. I am making the software for the miners, and together we started the Ecoway. It was like 1 year ago. We decided to create the infrastructure in the one place. We created the solar plant, over 2 megawatts of solar plants in the Poland. And we started to create the full infrastructure near the solar plants to help them to lower the energy consumption and costs.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So basically, like the story behind the project was that Mariusz, Lucas, and Patrick were into mining, but GPU mostly, Ethereum-based mining. And outside of that, all of them and also me, we all had in common like the search for the more environmentally friendly solutions in the crypto market. And last year, we found CHIA, and CHIA protocol created by Bram Cohen that was very promising at the very beginning already, also because of the persona of Bram Cohen, who had already created BitTorrent protocol before, so a protocol that was almost a third of all the traffic in the internet at certain point. So a very successful man, a great mathematician and software engineer, I would say. And the rest of the CHIA team also turned up to be pretty spectacular. So the CEO Gene Hoffman, ex director of Vivendi, and for example PGP, that I think most of us used at certain point or use in general for our email encryption. So basically a star team behind perfect code almost. We also have a software development entity under our wings, so we have a great capability to actually check the code of the new projects that come up on the market. And so since we are into mining, we want to know like everything that's going on, because there's maybe at one point, come up something more profitable than what we currently mine, and we want our clients to know about it. So when CHIA came to the market, we decided to focus very much on it. So we pretty much switched most of our team time to research on CHIA, to checking out the code, to checking out the future capabilities of it. And after this thorough check, we were convinced that this is the way to go. So basically, we dedicated full time to the CHIA endeavor and to the proof of space time endeavor. Let's say we built a big and tested prototype infrastructure that we also connected to our own photovoltaic farm. As Mariusz said, it's 1 megawatt in process of expanding to 2 megawatts. So it's also taking advantage of green energy. And basing on this experience from the prototype, we created a state-of-art proof of space-time infrastructure that is already more than 20 petabytes in size. We service it and maintain it in a single place, as Mariusz said. So we decided not to service the infrastructure on client side like we did with the GPU infrastructure. We decided to warehouse it and build it on site where we have our company. And this is based in Poland, exactly on the place and on the spot where we have our photovoltaic farm. Maintaining hard drives is something else than the graphic cards. It demands a lot more attention. So thanks to that, this centralization, let's say, we can maintain it much more efficiently. We have this access to the cheap energy, which is crucial, especially right now that mining is having some hard times in some different places. But for us, it's still very profitable business because of that.
Okay, perfect. So there's a lot of information there, and there'll be people listening now that won't have the technical knowledge that you guys have, or the overview of like what you've created, where you've come from, and where you're going and stuff. So could you just give, for everybody that's new to your project, a brief overview of what you are creating?
Yeah, so what we offer is basically mining profits, mining which we called farming because of this ecological friendliness and the way it's mined. So we offer farming profits without building of one's own infrastructure. So we basically give access to proof of space-time computing power and the software that enables this mining of CHIA and many of its forks. Currently, it's over 24 of different forks that are tested and tried, and we farm them along the CHIA protocol. And how it works? Basically, to gain access to this proof of space-time mining, people have to purchase our ECY token and stake them on the stake Ecoway website, and then every 24 hours we split the total mined assets by the infrastructure and distribute it to the users accordingly, to the numbers of token staked.
Okay. Yep. Makes sense. And so you've mentioned you class it as farming as opposed to mining. And what do you class the difference as?
The main difference is the energy consumption. So it's like incomparable to the proof of work, and this is like basically one of the foundations of the idea for the proof of space-time to be a green protocol that don't have this huge demand for algorithm solving puzzles and all this stuff. Here it works on the basis of the proof of space-time. So basically you need to have a certain amount of disk space reserved for a certain amount of time. And this disk space basically works as a like lottery ticket. So you create those lottery tickets in farming. They are called plots, and you can compare it like to having mega hashes of computing power for GPUs. Here you have those lottery tickets, and the more lottery tickets you have, so the more plots you have, so the more hard drive disk space you have dedicated to it, the more chances you have of winning the next block. It's basically a typical crypto lottery type of creating new blocks. So
Yeah.
you hold on to those files. There you have a different hash, and every couple of minutes there is a new hash, like random hash generated, and the person who is holding a file with a closest hash to it wins the new block.
Okay. And so obviously most people are aware of proof of work versus proof of stake. What's the main differences between proof of stake and proof of space time?
It's a completely different method of like proof of stake isn't like the same thing that proof of work was. Like basically the difference is huge. You do not have this the same type of security versus decentralization in proof of stake. You have those huge node owners that are basically ruling the networks. So in proof of stake, the decentralization level is basically pretty low. We will see how it turns out in the end, but we will have to wait for it probably some more. In proof of space-time, decentralization is huge. So this is actually right now, CHIA network is the most decentralized network, or at least top 2 or top 3 of all of the networks available in crypto in general. So it's more decentralized than Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this speaks volume. Why? Because you only need to have a dedicated 100 gigabytes of space on your device, and you can already have a plot there. So it's super easy to start getting into it, to have this possibility of creating a node and being a part of the network.
Okay, that makes sense. And so obviously it started with proof of work, and then we've come on to proof of stake, which, obviously Ethereum 2.0, that's what they're transitioning into. I'm just wondering, how new is this space-time version, and why is it not that more have or are adopting it if it's so much better?
So it is becoming adopted, and it is becoming adopted very fast and on a very large scale, actually. It's a pretty new consensus system, but many people know, for example, Filecoin. This is one of the successful implementations of proof of space-time. It's getting pretty big because of its because of its utility. The way they started to cater to scientific communities and universities around the world. This shows the real utility behind the protocol and their code. And in CHIA case, they just announced the next phase of their partnership with the World Bank. So it looks like the whole carbon emission market will be run on CHIA protocol. They just passed the prototype testing phase with the World Bank, and currently are the chosen protocol to be used, and they are already being implemented by over 20 countries around the world, including Japan, Singapore, many big markets. So it looks like we are going to have a crypto, so CHIA, the whole protocol, with the biggest utility so far of all of the protocols that are available. I'm not talking about the amount of DApps or whatever on Ethereum. I'm talking about real life utility and the way it's going to impact our lives. Because if it's really going to be like that, and it looks like it will be, because they just passed this testing phase and are being implemented, it looks like it's going to be like our partner in everyday life, with all the money that we are going to spend. And this is not only a system dedicated to companies on the governmental level, it's also going to be a system implemented for individual users all around the world. And it will be implemented by all the signatory countries of the Paris Climate agreements. So this is basically like the whole world.
Okay, that sounds really promising. Is this obviously one of the main reasons that you chose the CHIA protocol? Is Ecoway part of CHIA, or are you separate entities?
No, we are separate entities. We keep in touch, of course, with both CHIA developers and investors to keep in touch with the core of the project, of course, to know what's going on there as much as possible, especially that right now the times for CHIA are super interesting, not only because of this deal with the World Bank, but also CHIA is undergoing their preparations for the IPO. They were valued $500 million as a for-profit company, which is also like unexpected on the crypto market. Everyone is making those foundations and stuff to like hide the money and the spendings. CHIA will be a listed IPO, normal for-profit company that will be like totally transparent, and it will be working actually for the profit of the holders of CHIA, and also because of all of those things I told you about. So like the real life utilities behind the company, token isn't like the only thing that generates value there. This is why it basically right now is lying on the markets, and CHIA as a company isn't doing much about it. They don't do much marketing, they don't do much stuff, but it still, gave them $500 million valuation. So this is huge. Like no other company had this type of valuation before their IPO in the crypto market, except for the, of course, exchanges. But in terms of the protocols and companies that are making use of them, there wasn't one so far, and also there wasn't a successful IPO of this type, so this is also huge. But basically CHIA, as it was envisioned by Bram, was a solution for the financial markets, and it was written as a solution for the financial markets. And here, with the adoption of the new financial system worldwide, which will be the new ISO system, which will come after the SWIFT, comes another huge chance for CHIA, because it's actually being debated right now. It's open, you can read about it in Bloomberg and many other like economist publications. They are actually being considered to be adopted as part of this new system that for the countries to be able to generate their digital currencies. So it's getting pretty interesting, and we are waiting for more news. We are especially waiting for the IPO, because this is actually the moment where CHIA will start communicating with the market, where they will be able to finally tell the market what they are doing, how they are doing, and start some marketing efforts. And this will be huge for us.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really promising. Am I looking at the right chart for CHIA?
Yes, exactly. The first part on the left is the part after the pre-mine. They did a pre-mine for people to test the protocol and started. And then, as you can see, it was. But if you zoom it in, it will actually start looking quite differently. So first, this shows us the ATH, which is spectacular. So we already know where it was valued just after the start. So this shows like where we can expect it to go after it will be finally, adopted and it will start getting traction.
Yep.
And also CHIA has a halving system similar to other cryptocurrencies. So this nature of it also could make it bump in price more. So yeah, so here you can see like the market, especially earlier when we had this huge crash, the whole market was crashing and people were actually also going with their money to CHIA then to save it. So this was the moment when all of the market was in red. CHIA was one of the very few protocols that was actually all of this time in green.
Yeah.
Not a huge volume. They are not yet listed on the biggest exchanges. So this is like, safe and secure for us because it's not used as a total speculation asset. And yes, but they will actually join the big exchanges like KuCoin, Coinbase, and so on. But they announced that they will do it only after the IPO. So currently you can only trade them on the smaller exchanges, or quite big also, but not the top ones.
Not the biggest ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's it sounded promising. You chose this based on a lot of research and stuff, didn't you, in terms of the future potential of it, as opposed to where it's at now.
Yeah.
Mining.
Yeah, the biggest part of our investment was actually when the line you showed a moment before was the steepest one going down. So
right.
Yeah, and this actually didn't do anything to our confidence even for a moment, because we knew where it is going in the end. So
yeah, I guess it happens with all of these projects, doesn't it? These big ones and even smaller ones. There's that initial pump, and then while they're building out in the background and stuff, it just flatlines until it starts being able to create that momentum and stuff. And if you can mine and for farm. And now at this stage, you can profit a lot more later down the line and stuff, which I've already had a look at your white paper in terms of the potential returns based on what you're hoping or what potentially the price can be of CHIA and stuff. So we'll get into that in a second. So effectively, Ecoway mines / farms CHIA. And token holders of Ecoway stake those, and you collectively then mine. That's right, isn't it? And how does the staking work?
So it's like super easy. So the staking works like this: that you stake your tokens, you can unstake them every 24 hours, and after every 24 hours of you staking, you get a part of the mined assets by the whole infrastructure. So you get the part that is like accordingly to the amount of the stake tokens versus the whole infrastructure.
Yeah. Okay. And so there's just one fixed element, and that is that you hold for 24 hours each time.
Yeah, exactly. So after you stake it, you can unstake it, but it will be unstaked after the 24 hours period, but no longer.
Yeah. Okay. And you just hold them in there and take out. Can you take out the reflections? Take out at any point?
Yeah. This is just to make it like manageable of when exactly the moment where you actually staked enough comes. So the 24 hours is like a mandatory. We don't want it to like become unstable. People staking and unstaking and dividing the amount even more.
Okay. And is this live now then? Are you farming and mining like right now?
Yes. The moment someone buys and stakes the tokens, they start getting CHIA on their wallet. And when we are ready with our own wallet, which we are developing right now, it will be able to hold all of the mined forks as well.
Okay.
You can click the video on the mine website. There is a presentation of our farm and mine.
Yeah. No, this one here.
This is the actual place. Okay. So the Ecoway farm.
Presumably, people can't hear what's going on in the background.
Yeah, and it's like half FPS. So, but we invite everyone to check it out. We also try to put the news of what we do on our Twitter channels, and if you have any questions or want to know what's going on, you can always come to our Telegram channel and we are always there.
Yeah, nice. So you've got your own like warehouse here that you're already mining from. And did you say you've already got? Is it solar panels that are powering it?
Yeah, and those were the very solar panels that are being there. They are like standing there, and in their vicinity, like on the same plot of land, we put the new warehouse, and inside it is the infrastructure.
Right. Okay. Cool. Because when I was looking at this in terms of your sales, obviously you're on public sale number 4 and stuff now. I envisaged you having to hit this soft cap, and if not, then what happens? But obviously, what is there a significance to hitting this soft cap? What specifically? Why did you need that number?
We would like to hit it. This is like what we counted before the project started, where we would like it to be as the minimum. We think that we are going to hit it actually, because what we did so far is pretty much without traditional marketing efforts like a campaign. So we've been to some media. We've talked with some influencers, of course, but the sale, this is pretty much like direct sale to the customers, let's say to the clients, through the closed groups of investors. So we did pretty well. We already have almost 200,000 of those tokens sold, and this is 1/3 of what we wanted as the minimum amount. So depending on the market, depending on what will happen and when finally CHIA will enter the stock exchange, this could change very, very soon. So we are not really worried about it. Plus, because we have this green energy connected to the investment, the project is already profitable. So the scale is what we want. We like, it's not what we need.
Sure.
To keep the project going. Another thing I think could be worth mentioning. So after I said how it works, so basically how you stake those tokens and how we every 24 hours distribute the amount. We also every week from the funds that we have purchased but unstaked ECY tokens. So the funds from them are distributed weekly to the staking users. Also, while thinking about the ECY token and how it should work, there are some, multiple ROI opportunities for the investors. So first, you can keep the main coin, and so CHIA, and get a stable ROI with the potential of the CHIA price increase, which we all look for. Secondly, there is of course our infrastructure that mines CHIA and dozens of other forks on this protocol all at the same time. So some of these forks may give the user additional ROI in the future. This is basically like you could buy a single infrastructure to mine Bitcoin and Litecoin from the very beginning at the same time. So this is pretty huge, considering how the protocol itself works. And thirdly, of course, there is the ECY token itself and the opportunity to sell it at a potentially higher price in the future. And this, of course, is influenced highly by the hardware costs. So the more expensive the hard drives get, the more expensive the computing power gets, the more the ECY token is worth.
Yes. Okay. And so looking at your infrastructure and stuff, obviously you've had your private sales and stuff. Is that what's funded the infrastructure to date?
Could you please repeat the question?
Yeah, you've obviously put a lot of money into your infrastructure. Was that funded by the private sale?
No, actually, it was funded by our own funds. So we created everything beforehand, before we even started offering the project. So the prototype, like half of what we have right now, was already built. So what we did with the funds from all the sale was basically all of it went towards expanding the infrastructure. So now it's 25 petabytes.
So on the beginning, the core team have invested like $2 million before we started even the tokenization, and we started the tokenization after we built the prototype. So we wanted to give the market ready product.
Exactly.
Nice.
So we are basically an IPO that doesn't need to fund anything, So we are offering tokens, but the project is here. So it's not really like a typical IPO, because this is just tokenization of computing power. And this is why it's tokenized. It's tokenized like this because of being like legally secure for the investors. So we had a huge customer base in European Union because of the mining business we did before. And this was basically like the first customer base for our new project. And they even though they were working with us for a long time, they were used to having, typical European Union like company entity that is being supervised and so on and so on. So in the end, the farm itself is in European Union. The company is registered in Dubai, but this is not a free zone company. This is a mainland company. So we have a license and it's a supervised company.
Cool. Sorry, Marius, did you have something to come in on that as well?
I just wanted to add that every sold tokens is backed up by our mining power. So every time we sell, we are putting new devices.
That's good to hear. So looking at what you've created so far, and obviously the fact that people can stake at the moment, what are people seeing and what are like the ROIs at the moment for stakers?
It's like changing all the time depending on the price, of course, but we have a calculator on our website to make it super easy to check, with what kind of price, what kind of ROIs you can expect at any given moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, you need to just choose a date or a price that you envision and put it there, and this will answer your question far better than what I could say right now.
Okay. Okay. Let's have a quick look at some of these examples that you've provided. Then just find the table. Yeah, because right now CHIA's at what is it? $35, and you've given these examples for the ROI based on various rates ranging from 200 to 5,000.
The most important is that we created this when CHIA was above the $200. So basically, price went down. But most important is that you won't sell the mined CHIA now, because mining is about to holding. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. So effectively, you're getting it. You're hoping that you're getting it cheap now, ready for the future.
Yeah, exactly. We think that we found a real gem on the market, and we are inviting investors to be super early on this journey with us, because as you said, right now like when it's cheap, this is the moment to mine, basically.
Yeah.
So this is the moment. We've been super on point with Ethereum when it started. So we've been on this ride at the very beginning. We have been right about certain CPU based tokens as well, and been mining them pretty successfully. So we really think that we have a good nose for those kinds of opportunities. Plus we have this whole back office, let's say, to check it out properly. So the developers who can check the code itself, some business analysts who can check the prospect of CHIA when it was actually trying to apply for the IPO. Plus we have CHIA has one of the most incredible backings of all of the crypto projects that are on the market early. So basically, we have Andres and Horowitz, one of the biggest investment funds on the crypto market in general, which is basically their main investor. We also have Richmond Global, there's Signy Capital, Breyer Capital, A16Z, True Ventures, Greylock Capital. So the biggest, let's say, royalty of the crypto investors, and just checking out what different projects those companies invest in makes us even more certain about the CHIA itself and this whole protocol. And as I said earlier, we also base many of our speculations on the knowledge of creators of it itself and their plans. So we are really hopeful for the future.
Yeah, it does sound really promising from everything that you've just described. I guess one question is, from an investor's point of view, why would I invest into Ecoway when I could just invest straight into CHIA?
Mariusz, you want to take it? This is a question we get a lot.
Yeah, basically we are not mining only CHIA. That's why, because we are mining all the forks, and in the future we plan to launch few other proof of space and time, so you can farm multiple coins with one ACI token. So it's not about only CHIA. It's called diversification. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, sounds good. So you start with CHIA, but effectively you can move on to other protocols, can you?
Yeah, we can do all of them based on the similar ideas. So it's not only proof of space time, but there are also for-profit companies like, as I said, Filecoin, for example, that use this use the same quality in terms of disk space. Okay.
Yeah, fine. And I was reading your white paper earlier, and something else caught my eye, and that was that you've got some proprietary protection on some of your software. So what type of protection do you have? Can you go into any details about that?
Mariusz, you wanna talk about it? The main security feature, of course, of the software that is most important from the usage perspective, not from the pen tester perspective, is automatization. So we have very good analytics in there that are checking all of the necessary hardware all the time, and we have a very good notice system for the administrators to be able to like immediately respond to any type of problems in the farm. So before we had to had more hands on deck, let's say, to be able to plug and unplug all the cables. With thousands of hard drives, this could get a little bit problematic. With a good automation software that can automate it, that can check out all the temperatures in this kind of large scale infrastructures and immediately react to it. This is the most important security, let's say, aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the software informs us about any issue on the mine, so one person can hold the whole mine and we don't need to hire more employees.
Okay. And grouping everybody together and creating this like almost community where you all come together to mine, does that make it more likely that you're able to mine the CHIA?
You mean expanding in this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger it gets, of course, it's like a pool, mining pool. It works in a similar way. So the bigger we are actually already big enough to be able to, every 24 hours send assets to our token holders. But yeah, the bigger size, of course, the better.
Yep. Okay, let's move on then to where we're at now in terms of funds raised and stuff. So did you start with a price of $8.20 per token? Is that correct?
Yes, this was the first private sale.
And how much did you raise at the first private sale?
Mariusz, do you have the exact number?
Yes, it was about $1 million without own capital.
About $1 million. And now, if people do want to invest, it's currently $10 per token. Is that right?
Yeah.
But effectively, if and when people are ready to invest, they just can buy now, can't they, and stake straight away. So it's not like we're waiting, for a soft cap to be reached in order for you to launch token and people to potentially make money. They can stake right away and start earning.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Basically, after the purchase, you receive your token in max 24 hours, maybe sometimes few days, and then you can stake them on the platform. Stake that Ecoway.
Okay, sounds good. And so, in terms of the token itself, is there like a planned launch for it?
In terms of what again?
So can I just buy your token on the platform, or is it fully available now?
No, we are not listed yet. No, we are not listed. We are going to be listed for sure, but we were planning to do it after the ICO phase.
Yes, because we can't list now. If you notice the distribution and allocation again on the white paper, that's like a lot of millions of tokens. Yes, but only sold tokens will stay in the circulation, and the rest that are unsold will be burned. So after the burn, we can enter the listing, because now we don't know how many tokens will be in the circulation because we didn't finish the sale yet.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, like, have you got an end date? Have you got a hard date as to when you're going to stop the public, like, pre-sale?
Yeah, so we were at first thinking about end of this year, but we had this mishap of the market change, and this is why we basically stopped all of our marketing efforts and decided to wait until it resolves. So it resolved a little bit, so we know like where it's right now. So this is why we started to communicate with the markets again and be more active. But basically, we need to look at the market and just act accordingly. It's not like we are waiting for the, for the market to start, rapidly going up again. It's not necessary for us. Just to be like a little bit like a better place for the investors in general, and also concerning the protocol itself, as I said, if the company that actually created it starts communicating, this will make the biggest difference of all time concerning CHIA.
Yeah, so basically, if you reach enough people, and we will decide that we are not selling anymore, so people are not interested, then we will stop the sale. But now we feel like we can do a lot more, and we have a lot of potential, and that's why we will sell.
Yep. Okay, that's fair enough. I guess it's not too much of a concern for people, is it, when they're earning while they're waiting for it to go live and stuff. So it's not too bad of an issue unless you stopped completely and your token itself was worthless. But presumably, you, regardless of what happens, even if you don't reach your soft cap, you're going to release this token so that has value, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right?
Yes. This is what we are planning. So and also, there is this direct connection that Mariusz mentioned between the token itself and the computing power of the infrastructure. So this is basically why we cannot do it any other way.
Okay, and so in terms of what you're trying to raise and stuff, it's like if we get close to, or you can achieve the soft cap based on the current price of the token, you're looking at $225 million raised. That's obviously a hell of a lot of money and stuff. Given the current climate, like how achievable is that? Anywhere near that figure?
We are hoping for the best, of course. How we counted it, this is basically the size of our warehouse and what we could power with our PV panels. So we thought that it's a pretty high number already, and we don't need to be bigger to make an impression on anyone. But since this is, what we have as a support for this investment, it's enough for this number to be realistic. If it would be bigger, we would need to probably develop some more energy solutions for the project and so on. And with this number, we are actually set and prepared.
Okay, cool. So effectively, you've got the infrastructure in place to be able to support all of those funds that you would
what we need to do. So if suddenly, people would buy all of those tokens, all we need to do is buy more hard drives. And we are on the market for a long time. So buying thousands of hard drives is not even the slightest problem for us.
Okay. Yeah, fine. So looking at, if we don't get to hard cap, and then looking at how that affects, your token distribution, you've got 30 million tokens in total, and 75% of those going towards token holders. Presumably, that's based on the hard cap.
It's like the amount of tokens. So the how do you say it? Sorry, like the proportion of them will stay the same always. So like basically, the bigger the whole investment becomes, thanks to the investors buying tokens, we have more money for maintenance, more money for marketing budget, and all of those things that are listed in the white paper.
Yes. Okay. But you did also mention that if you don't reach the hard cap, that you will launch, and then do you burn whatever the difference is between whatever money you raise minus?
Yeah. We are planning. We are planning burning of the rest of the tokens. So all of the unsold tokens are meant to be burned.
So, as an example, if you only reach 50% of your hard cap and you launch the token, you would then burn 50% of those that allocation. Is that right?
Yeah, everything that is unsold. Exactly.
Yes. So basically, if we will sell half of the tokens, the left tokens will be only half we sold, and 25% that are mentioned in the white paper.
Okay. So does that get evenly taken off the distribution or allocation of the other elements, for example, the team wallet? Because I'm just thinking that you, as a team, you've got 10% of supply. If you then burn, for example, 50% of the allocation towards token holders, does that get evenly taken off the allocation of the other elements like team and marketing?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
otherwise, effectively, you
Yes.
would get twice
Yes.
the
So
amount.
basically, if we will sell only 100 tokens, for example, the team will hold only 10 tokens. So we have percentage of what we're holding. So it's not like we have 7 million of tokens. We will hold only 10% that was sold.
Exactly. The proportion is always to the sold tokens.
Cool. Okay. So that burn element is figured out before launch, so that the percentages would stay the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I think that answers my questions on all those elements. And then, when you come to launch, then are you going to have like a buy and sell tax, or is it going to be taxless?
What do you mean buy and tech? It depends, of course, on the person that is buying tokens or selling, and the local laws. So we are based in Dubai, so there is like a Dubai law concerning that. But it doesn't concern, of course, our clients. So it's
no. Sorry, I meant the actual token itself. Will there be a buy and sell tax on the token on the Ecoway when it gets listed?
I think this is. You mean taxed by us?
Yeah. So if I wanted to buy your token when it comes on the market, so if I wanted to buy it on PancakeSwap, would there be a buy and sell tax on that token?
Not for us. No. Only the amount that you have to pay to the exchange, which is like standard.
Yeah, just gas fees. Yeah.
Exactly, but nothing else.
Okay.
No.
Fine. Okay. Just checking, see if I've got any other questions. So in terms of launch, then you've said that hopefully by the end of the year you'll have the funds raised and stuff, and then you'll be able to launch. So now, as we stand, do you hope that start of next year you would launch the token itself, or what's your plans?
I think the most important thing is that we have a lot of ideas of how to spice up our offering to the market more to be even more attractive. So we are going to announce some news for the current token holders and new token holders, which will be pretty big, I think. So we are, as I said, always searching for more opportunities on the mining market in general. And since we have a very, very universal and flexible infrastructure, we have a feeling that we can do something more, especially that right now the market is for seasoned players. It's a good market, but for seasoned people, especially what we're doing right now, because mining, it's cool because it's insulated, but it doesn't give this continuality, let's say, of buying assets through highs and lows and all this stuff. Here you buy and you wait, basically, hoping that your timing was perfect, and this is a completely different kind of investing experience. There are, of course, some tax advantages for many people. This is not a financial advice, of course, but we know that many people can just write off the business's expenses for crypto mining. This is hard to do when you are just buying a coin on an exchange.
Yeah.
Mining is fun. You have a passport of being a part of the system for real, not only owning and holding crypto, but being this part of the network. Okay. Which is cool, and it's easy in CHIA, but yeah, the scale is what always scares people off, and the scale is where the real money comes.
Yeah, and mining gives you more opportunity because look, if something goes wrong, we have devices, and with our knowledge, you can always launch a project that is not crypto based. So we have a lot of opportunities. Everything is backed up with devices.
So can you expand any more on that? You said it's not only crypto. Have you got other
Yeah,
platforms?
basically with that computing power and space, you can even create cloud. So this is not a problem.
Okay, interesting. So is that something that you're looking into at the moment?
Like
Not really.
not really, but we have this in mind that you can always use the device for other market.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Good to have some contingency plans in place. So, just sorry, one question back on in terms of team allocation, token distribution. For some people may be concerned that a lot of tokens are going to get released at the 12-month mark. So obviously 10% team allocation is frozen for 12 months, but then what happens after that point? And the worries around whether a load of tokens are going to get dumped. So what's your answer to that?
So that dumping would be, depending, of course, on the price of hard drives. If they go to zero, it's like, of course, why keep a token that is, connected to a disk space that is worth nothing. But this is absolutely not about it. So sorry, I need like a 5-second break. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, you are worried about the tokens that are for the team, or what?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So so the tokens that you are talking about are being unfreezed 12 months after the token sale, commences. So and finishes. So this is a long time.
Basically,
Also,
the most pump and dump happen on the beginning of the listing. So we can't sell our tokens on the listing day. Our investor have the priority. And of course, we don't want to sell our tokens even after 12 months because we believe that the mining will be more profitable than the dumping.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's kind of what the answer I wanted. So obviously, in your eyes, you put a lot of work into this, invested a lot of money into it. The worst thing you could do was get your tokens after 12 months and then dump and annoy everybody. So
Yeah, basically, if we don't hold our tokens, then we don't have the right to mine because after we unstake them from platform, the team do not have the percentage of the mining coins. So we will have a bigger problem because we need that coins to exist. Yeah.
okay, I guess that makes me follow on to another question then, and that's why haven't you locked them for longer, or at least had a vesting schedule past that 12 months?
Yes, because basically we have partners, and also we have like marketing coins that some part of the tokens may be sold by partners, or maybe we'll use the pool that is included in marketing to expand. Yeah. So basically, if we look for like more years, then we can develop our business, and we have a lot more potential because we have bigger plans. But I can't I can talk about this now.
Are you sure? You don't want to give us any juicy new information?
Yeah, like we are releasing now wallet and the monitor, and soon we will reveal more information. So if anyone will be interested, then you can follow us. But I can't tell any more now.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I think that covers the vast majority of the information that I needed. There is always one question that we like to ask here at the Legit Crypto Lounge to finish off with, and that is, for the long-term success of a project, it can't exist without a clear vision from you, the project owners. So my final question to you is, at what point does this project become a success to you two personally?
So basically, if you are asking when we will be like successful, yeah?
Yeah, when you feel personally that it becomes a success.
I think the soft cap is like when I will be really happy, because that's why I put this number.
Okay.
So basically, this is what is satisfying for me.
Okay, and for you, Michael? Maybe he's
Michael? Okay, so I think...
Can you hear me? Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, basically this is how we constructed those numbers around our own expectations about the project.
Okay. So
the
that's your
was,
goal and mission as well.
Sorry, say again.
So
the question was when you will be satisfied.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, so basically I can only say that what you said, Mariusz. This is how we envisioned this project and created those numbers. So the soft cap is the place where we will feel comfortable, especially now with the downturn in the market. But yeah, of course we wanted to go as high as possible.
Yeah, but if we will check the numbers, like we sold a lot of tokens, so we collected like big amount, I think, right now. Yeah. A lot of projects do not reach this amount.
True.
No, definitely not. No, it would be a really good number to achieve, that's for sure, especially in given the current market conditions. Yeah, is there anything that you feel like I've missed out that you'd like to touch on, expand on?
I saw a question somewhere about the minimum amount of tokens for staking, and there is of course no minimum amount, so you can stake from one token.
Okay. Cool. Answer that question. I'll have a look in the chat in a second and maybe get some questions answered after the recording. We can open up for any more questions that we've got. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there then in terms of the recording and open up to a Q&A. But yeah, I just want to say thanks a lot for sharing Ecoway with us. And I hope you manage to hit the soft cap. But even if you don't, obviously you're already mining, you're already profiting. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, if people do want to contribute towards your sale, they can head over to your website and we'll add in all the links to our CHIA as well. But yeah, thanks both for joining us and sharing your project.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yeah, it was a pleasure.